Welcome to the Startup Grind.
I'd say one of the biggest trends these days is people joining accelerators. And of course, not every company joins accelerators. So I want to talk a minute about your view of accelerators to help people with that decision process. On the positive side, accelerators have made it easier for people to connect with capital, easier to surround themselves with peer group, easier for them to perhaps meet people that they otherwise would have a harder time meeting. The flip side to it is groupthink, incrementalism, and a focus on concepts that are easier to present and do well at demo days. What are your views on pros and cons of accelerators?
Yeah, well, so kind of first, from a magnitude standpoint, I think that the pros are like somebody gives you a brand new Bugatti, and then the con is like they left some cigarette butts in the ashtray. So I'm generally think they're a good idea. And the reason that I think they're a good idea is that pre-accelerators, if you were like 20 and you had a breakthrough idea, it was almost impossible. Like the bar on that was really high. And a few guys jumped that bar. Like Bill Gates jumped that bar. Larry Ellison jumped that bar. But like very few 20-year-olds kind of took their genius breakthrough idea and made it a company. And 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 24-year-olds do have a disproportionate kind of number of breakthrough ideas because they're not steeped in the way things work today. They don't really even understand them. They're like, why does it work this way? It doesn't make any sense. And they have these great ideas. But there was no kind of path to get there if you were coming from that perspective. And accelerators have created that path. And that to me is like really high impact. And if some of my friends who have come out of that, Brian Chesky or Drew Houston, like, wow, like to get Drew and to get Brian into it, I'd give up all the negatives over that. Now, having said that, I think all those negatives are real. You can get caught up in the culture of the accelerator or the culture of startup world, and like if you're an innovator, like thinking like other people is the worst thing you could possibly do, right? Like you have to think of something that nobody else does. It's sort of the Peter Thiel test. What do you believe that nobody else does? And like if you can't get to that, if you're like looking at what other people believe and calibrating yourself off that, then you've lost that whole 25-year-old, 24-year-old advantage that that you're not steeped in stuff. Now you're taking it away. You're getting like deeply steeped in whatever 500 startups isms or Y Combinator isms, and that's you're not gonna get a breakthrough by copying somebody else. Like it's just not ever gonna work.
So I guess take the best of them, but always have that internal gut check to make sure you're being authentic to yourself and your idea and avoiding groupthink. Is that fair?
Right.